Hey Patreon, back with another video here. So today I'm gonna go over, working out and my logic for kind of how I approach it. And if you're new here, I'm posting these videos hoping you guys give me feedback and tell me what I explained well, and more importantly, tell me what I did not explain enough or I was confusing. Again, I have not had calories for about 80 days. So it is very hard for me to like articulate my thoughts and talk through this, but I am sadly getting a little bit better and used to it. So anyway, we're gonna go over the workouts today. So there are two trains of thought when you are doing a fast this long. The first one is, if you use it, you're gonna lose it. So obviously, while you're fasting, you are not taking in calories, so you're not taking in protein, you know, fats, carbs, protein, obviously, the most important being that that's what helps repair your muscle. Okay. So if you are if you are working out like you do normally, you're breaking down your muscle tissue and everything, your body's not going to be able to repair that. Now, I fall on the second train of thought, which is use it so you don't lose it. Um, for this, though, the workouts get less and less and less intense as time goes on. I would say this week's entire 7-day workout, I probably burned the same amount of calories as I did my day one workout, because well, one, I could push myself a lot harder, and two, I don't know if there's really a two there. Well, I guess the two would be I'm as the longer this goes on, the more and more careful I'm trying to be. So as these workouts are going on, I'm constantly just trying to listen to my body. If there's the slightest pinch or even pain, I usually stop immediately. Not usually, I definitely stop immediately. And then I kind of let it relax, catch my breath, rest, what have you. And then I will try to do that workout again. And sometimes I can. Sometimes I just decide not to, just because um, I don't want to tear anything right now, especially with how far I've come and all the progress I've made. And because I'm trying to be more careful, the workouts, are getting less and less intense, which is why in as the workouts got intense, my cardio went up, because I know I needed to. Well, I don't necessarily need to burn, more calories throughout the day. I just want to speed up this process as fast as possible. So me throwing in an extra hour of cardio probably shaved off, maybe 5 or 10 days. Who knows? But anyway, now I'm gonna just kind of try to explain my thought process through the workouts. So I'm just gonna repost exactly what I posted on Instagram. But I'm gonna try to walk you guys through it. So I've started most, if not all, of my workouts with walking to the gym. For my shoulder workout on day 78, I started with military press, 3 sets of 10. Then I went down to incline bench press, did 3 sets of 8, bench press, regular bench press, another 3 sets of 8, tricep extension. I did 3 sets of 12. My triceps were still feeling good after that. Did 3 sets of 12 for bicep curls. And then I finished with cable flies. So overall, that was actually like one of the better workouts I've probably had in 20 days. Now the problem with that is what came next, which was for my back workout. So again, I started with, 3 sets of 12 for the lat pull downs. And then I did, I can never remember what this motion is called, but the lateral lat pull downs. And then I did lat rows. Then I moved on to bent over raises because I was trying to get some shoulder activation. And then I did some front shoulder raises. And then I ended with close grip push-ups because my triceps were still feeling good, but I could tell my chest was still weak. And then I skipped biceps that day entirely because during the back part of the workout, I felt that my biceps were getting a little too overworked. And then when I went to go pick up the bicep or to curl like 20 pounds, like I could just feel that my bicep was not having it. And then that brings me to today's shoulder workout, which was probably one of the weaker ones I've done for through this fast. I literally did 2 sets of military press. I then did 3 sets of, I can't remember what these are, but we called them Arnold's growing up. I did 3 sets of that. I did some shoulder raises, and then I did some bicep curls, and that's about it. I just felt like, I was too fatigued from the previous workouts, and that kind of goes to my point of like, you've got to listen to your body during this. And, when you're doing these workouts, you're not trying to necessarily break down the muscle. I mean, you're going to be doing that just by using them. But like the goal is to just tell your body, hey, I'm actually using this. Try to get your energy somewhere else. And yeah, I know that didn't cover everything, especially what I've been doing the last, 76 days for the workout. And I do plan on going over that in, greater detail. But for now, can you guys, please comment, ask questions, based off this video, or anything that I should have covered or gone into more depth about. I would greatly appreciate it, and like I said, I've had a lot of fun doing this. I'm trying to be more active with posting these videos, and hopefully you guys start calling me out for not doing that going forward. Shoots. So today's upper body workout mostly consisted of shoulders and chest. I started with shoulder press, 3 sets of 10. And then I slowly moved down the body with incline bench press. And then eventually your standard bench press here. And then I threw in some triceps and biceps. I'm going to be skipping back today because I'm going to be hitting back as my main muscle group tomorrow. I'm going very light here because, again, the goal is to stimulate the muscle, not to break it down. Back with another fasted workout. Back, pun intended. So today I focused on back, mostly lats. I started out 3x12 and then kind of moved to 3x8 for the last back exercise. I started feeling a little fatigued here, and I also had a really good workout yesterday. No biceps because my biceps were engaged while I was doing the lat pull downs. Did a little bit of shoulders, but shoulders is going to be the main focus tomorrow, so I only did 2x8. And I was still feeling a little fatigued from yesterday, so I just did close position push-ups. And yeah, feel free to comment, ask questions. I can't wait to read some. So for day 80's workout, I focused mostly on shoulders. If my day 78 workout, I was at a 6 or a 7 energy-wise, I was probably at a 3 today. Military presses felt a little too sore. Arnold's I did fine with. Lateral raises, I was good. But I could tell my chest and triceps were still sore. So I just did a little bit of biceps. And then I kind of called it there. And then on my Patreon, I did post a free video where I kind of go over it a little bit more in depth. Honestly, not too much. I'll be honest. I've been really using the Patreon just to, figure out what I'm going to say and get feedback from there. That way I can go from a terrible content creator to a below average one.